Okay, take two. For joy workout number 39, I'm excited about this one, and I think my energy is like kind of buzzing because of that. So I'm trying to like calm down and center myself here. So I want to give a kind of parentheses aside before I do the main workout. And that is that last week at one of our group meetings, somebody asked the question about how can I tell if I'm experiencing an emotional flashback or if it's grief? How can I tell the difference? And I said, I'll have to think about that. And I wasn't exactly sure. I can tell it in myself, but I didn't know how to describe it. And then this week she came back and she said, I was able to distinguish the difference between the two because she said I was feeling grief. And she said I could tell because it was straightforward. And I said, oh my gosh, I wish I had had that word when I wrote the book Sanctuary. If you don't know what an emotional flashback is, check out the Sanctuary book. It's very, very helpful. Because I would have used the word straightforward in there because emotional flashbacks are not straightforward and they're quite sticky. Okay, so that's enough for that. The main message for today has to do with come out wherever you are, come out of your shells. I want to thank a couple of our members for just coming out and being honest with me about like, I get really shy sometimes and I don't speak up. And I wanted to offer you a little metaphor, first of all, of like a hermit crab or a turtle or a snail coming out of your shell, like, come on, come out and play. And the other day I saw this it was kind of ugly, but it was kind of weirdly funny. It was like a GIF of a beach crab, like smoking a stub of a cigarette. And then you're like, oh my God, like that's totally disgusting. But like I had to keep like look at it 5 times because it was like so weirdly intriguing. And I think that when we hide out too much in ways that aren't life enhancing, right? Because sometimes we have people who meditate in the caves of the Himalayas for years. Like that's not unhealthy if that's what your life path is. But if you're hiding out because you're not being fully self-expressed, it's kind of like the crab smoking a cigarette, because what's happening is you're breathing on fumes from your past. You're not living in possibility and things like that. And one of the things that these joy workouts help me do is come out of my shell on a regular basis, on a daily basis. What I wanted to encourage in you and really inspire in you, I'm hoping, is that if you've already started doing the 12 practices, that yes, you can do that too, that you keep doing them. And also, this is the thing that I'm really going to challenge you to do for this workout, is that you reach out to someone else within the Patreon community or within Wholehearted Networking community, wherever you're participating, and reach out to someone else who you know is doing the practices and say, hey, I'm on practice number 4. Even if you're redoing them, maybe you're doing them for the 3rd time, whatever. I'm on practice number 4, and I would love to have a Zoom call with you to just talk about practice number 4. Now, that will benefit you because you'll get it done. And it will benefit them because I've noticed something with our Sherpas, which is our old timers, our people who've been doing this for a while, that like the other day, Julie was doing a talk on a part of Sanctuary, and it was so shocking when I hear people say this. She goes, I really enjoyed reviewing chapter 1. And I thought, oh my God, I really hated writing it. Because writing that book caused me to have to go through a lot of flashbacks while I was writing it. because talking about flashbacks sometimes like often brings them up. So she did this really great talk about it, and she was like, it was so great to review this information. And what's true about both of these books, the Sanctuary book and the 12 Practices book, is that they are evergreen, which means they are good for life. Like you can keep reviewing those practices and the ideas in Sanctuary for life. And in practice number, I think it's practice 11. I think it's about your tribe and your community, and that's, please reach out and make that come even more alive for all of us. When you do that, you'll do that for all of us. I'm going to share one more thing that's kind of daring, bold, and edgy. I'm taking a stand here on this Meghan Markle thing. Come on, people. Like, really? It's a debate? It's a debate? I used to work on a suicide hotline. What the F? That just goes to show why the Sanctuary book is so needed in our world right now. In fact, in this book, I acknowledged Prince Harry and Oprah for honoring October 10th, which is World Mental Health Day. If somebody says they need help, or, you know, I'm glad that those people aren't running women's shelters. Well, did they really hurt you? And one of the problems that happens is that when you don't have a black and blue mark on your face, and it's not a physical thing, it's just an emotional thing, that can be just as scarring and even more hurtful. And more hurtful because then you feel like you have to justify yourself and prove yourself, and you feel more alone. You feel more alone. And when you feel that kind of aloneness, that can be deadly. So I'm really glad she spoke out. I'm really glad her husband stood by her. I don't normally talk about these things. I'm not really into Celebrityville. I am into mental health. I am into speaking up about what's important. And just to give it context, the reason to help to do the Sanctuary book, to read the Sanctuary book, to learn the information, keep reviewing it, is not just so you can get from the lower feelings to the middle feelings, but that's so you can live up here. This is the goal. This is the aim. This is the idea. And when we have small cultures of people who can do that, then that's what builds larger groups of people who can do that. I'm looking at my thing of shells over here, and I just wanted to use that as our maybe screenshot for this video. Come out of your shell wherever you are. Come out wherever you are. Okay. Love you, and I'll see you for tomorrow's Joy Workout. Thank you for being with me and growing with me in this awesome conversation. Bye for now.